What's up everybody, how you guys doing? Today we have really cool Heroes of the Storm matches here on the channel. We have a game that was played during the TopAchat Tournament. It's actually Group D and it is the last game. It is the winner's match. And it's a best of 3 series between Kinguin and Virtus Pro. And it's a damn good series at that, I can already promise you that much. Dragonshire is kicking the series off. Both of the teams are of course trying to reach the round of 8 here. And we're having in this case on Dragonshire a double healer combination for Kinguin. But we have some pretty cool heroes on the side of Virtus Pro as well. First of all, they decided to go into Brightwing, a hero that we don't really see after the last patch a lot in the games. Most of the time it's actually Lily that is getting picked, but Virtus Pro decided to go into Brightwing instead. Currently Brightwing is considered to be like the worst hero for heals in the game, but well, maybe Virtus Pro has a different approach to how the hero should be built. And besides that, they're also running a Zeratul. And oftentimes Zeratul gets banned out, but they were able to secure not only Khaldor for mage damage, but also Zeratul, and we have Nazeebo back. Nazeebo these days, of course, an amazing hero. He's being played a lot, and this is just also going to be shown during the entire series here. The first game is Dragonshire, and well, let's kick things off here with our first match and find out which team is going to be able to take the lead in the best of 3. Alright everybody, welcome to our first game in the best of 3 series here at the TopAchat Group D, the winners match. The best of 3 between Kinguin and Virtus Pro. We are on Dragonshire, and to the left side of the map we have for Kinguin, Nepse on Uther, Gerd Amherd on Vala, Nuruk on Johanna, Invidum is playing Malfurion here to complete the double heal lineup, and Snow is playing Falstad. To the right side of the map, the Russian team with Unstable on Khaldor, Sev Kaja on Brightwing, Kuni-chan on Zeratul, Andy Lendi on Nazeebo, and BKB playing the tank role, of course, once again on Muradin. A big shout out to Karma, who is our observer in this game. We're casting off a clean feed, so he has complete camera control in this game, and the French are providing this to us, so big shout out to them and thank you very much. Yeah, well, right now we have, of course, once again at the beginning of the match, the 5-man squad in the middle of the map. Brightwing going for Bribe on level 1 as the talent. It was actually a bit of a surprise to see Brightwing here. Rhaegar was banned out, a double heal lineup for Kinguin, therefore also forced the hands of Virtus Pro, and in this case they just said, like, you know what, Lily, we don't like you too much, we're going into Bribewing and we're going to use Bribe here, which is actually kind of nice since you have 3 camps that you can access from the bot lane, which is actually also one of the reasons why we oftentimes see a tri-lane down at the bottom. This game though, it's a bit of a split here. As it happens, it's 2 heroes up at the top and 2 at the bot lane. That actually doesn't happen too much. Like, the tri-lane is actually very common in Heroes of the Storm right now, so a bit of an early game meta or setup that we're seeing for them here. I'm pretty interested to see how that's going to work out for them. I love that Muradin, as highlighted by our observer here, goes for Perfect Storm on level 1. So he could have gone for Reverberation. We have a few heroes that really dish out a lot of damage with the auto attacks, but to be honest with you, catching both of them or even one of them with a good Thunderclap here and really getting value out of that Reverberation talent is not as easy as using it against the melee assassin, which is where it originally really was being used. At the bot lane, Sevka and Andy Landy, they're going up against Gerd Amherd and Nepse because we had a rotation to the top lane. The good thing about you running a dual lane is actually that Zeratul is not as powerful. That's probably the reasons why they are not going for the tri-lane here. The problem that you have running up against the Zeratul composition when you are running a tri-lane is that you have in the middle and up at the top only 1 hero. And if Zeratul together with Brightwing decides that they are trying to go for you, you are suddenly in a 2 versus 1 situation. If there's another hero also on the lane, you find yourself in the 1 versus 3, and that's where they can take you down quite easily. If you have a partner on the lane, then it's much easier to really deal with Zeratul, and that's probably what they are trying to accomplish here. Both of the shrines actually in the... Oh, nice wall! Andy Lendi! Oh my god, look at that! That was an amazing wall, but we had a double kill. Malfurion and Zeratul went down. BKB, on the other hand, is now here as well. And this is one of the maps where Virtus Pro is traditional or historically speaking, is usually the strongest. They're extremely good in the early game on this map, putting pressure on their opponents. Oh, yeah, well, Khaldor, you should be a bit careful, buddy, because that shield glare is still hitting. So yeah, Khaldor's trying, of course, to well up and not going back yet. But it's a pretty fun start into the game, especially Kinguin is doing well, and as I said, Malfurion dies out of the top lane for the 2nd time now. So we have the arrow build for Vala going into the queue on 1 and on 4. For Malfurion, it's again the extra damage against mercenaries and minions, and we're seeing him with the Lune's Grace to give him the extra range on all of his basic abilities. If you look at Brightwing, then Pixie Dust was taken on level 4. It's actually pretty common. I'm very curious to see what the talent level 7 is going to be, though, since normally what we have on level 1 is just that shield talent for the phase shift. And then on level 7, you get the phase shift cooldown reduction on level 1, and the shield talent itself on the phase shift comes in on 7. Since they didn't take the first talent, we might see a bit of a change on level 7 as well, even though that shield is pretty good either way. Once again, the attempt to take a hero down in the mid lane this time, Johanna being polymorphed and Kuni-chan jumping in right away. But yeah, fun game already, so this is going to be good. 1 kill versus 2 thus far, and again both of the shrines in control of the blue team. And as it happens, the red team is trying to steal a few of the mercenaries out. They already did that, Brightwing of course being a nuisance here. And Dragon Knight denied, at least for now, but at the top lane it's once again the old geezer that is under pressure, and down goes Malfurion. Snow needs to barrel roll away here. Oh, but he still gets Zeratul. 1 hammer in the face, please, and yes, Falstad is there to provide the damage. And now that we are at level 7, we have also the completed Stormbolt build on Merlin for that extra damage to structures thanks to the Sledgehammer on level 4, and then the Piercing Bolt on level 7. Nepse is going into that healer battle, but Andy Lendy wants to go for the Dragon Knight here. As I said already, these boys are pretty damn good on this map, but, well, again, Nurok needs to be careful here, already moving back, and he uses actually the B-back because he also needs to refresh his mana pool in this case. Brightwing went for Cleanse, of course also a strong talent on level 7, so apparently from the start didn't really think about going into that phase shield talent. Uther also with a Cleanse, so both of the teams now relying upon that. And in this case we're having also for Johanna now Conviction taken, which gives her the extra speed on her Condemn, which is actually pretty cool. Once more, both of the shrines under the control, but only for a few seconds, of Virtus Pro, but Nurok and his boys are moving in. The German team is doing quite well here, but the experience lead goes to Virtus Pro, and they are trying, of course, to take control of the top shrine again, but Invidum and Snow so far a pretty good team. They got killed quite a bit, but they always get a counter kill every single time that Zeratul is trying to make a play there. Now it's the blue team that was able to catch both of these shrines, but BKB and Sefkaja are already moving in to trying and take that down. Both of the teams at exactly the same amount of experience here, and it's of course all about level 10 at this point. If you reach level 10, then you might get, just for a few seconds, that strength that you need to get one of the Dragon Knights, and we are already 6 minutes in. Snow here needs to be a bit careful. He's pretty low, but Kuni-chan is caught. He's in cooldown on Blink. Brightwing jumps in, helping out, and just barely saving Kuni-chan here. He wells up immediately and is already moving straight for the shrine again. Oh, Invidum with a very, very good Moonfire, already revealing him. Boomerang, by the way, as highlighted by our observer, was taken to level 7. It's not secret weapon, so not really that right-click auto-attack focus that we're seeing on Falstad, but instead we're seeing him here with the attempt to go for burst damage. Vala, of course, with her arrows can really, in those one-on-one situations, do a whole lot, especially against a melee assassin. And yeah, it's a pretty cool build when you're up against melee assassins that are trying to jump you, and especially on those shrine fights. You can usually isolate targets so that with the arrow build you get a maximum of damage out. Top lane again, Void Prism already being used, both of the teams on level 10 now. Blink heal, Ravenous Spirit, look at that! We see Ravenous Spirit over Gary the Gargantuan. So an interesting choice of talents here for Nazeebo on the side of Virtus Pro. I don't think I've seen the Ravenous Spirit outside of quick matches in the last few months, but right now I'm very eager to see how this is going to come into play. Gary is usually the talent choice for most of the teams at this point, but whoa, that snipe against Uther, that rotation from the mid lane, 4 against 2, and that was of course a battle that they couldn't really win here. Up at the top lane, Andy Lendy is still trying to hold the experience for his team, and so far doing a pretty decent job at that, but very nice game. And look at that damage that BKB already dishes out with his own Stormbolt here. Moves in and takes down not only one tower, but with the help of Unstable and Sefkaja, takes down the entire wall, and they're already moving in for the fort now as well. The top lane is pressured, but just not as much as we are seeing in the bot lane now being taken out. Kuni-chan is even moving in. They were thinking that they had a chance of getting Gat down, but Kuni-chan actually needs to get away here. Wow, that was a close call. Gat using Strafe, Kuni Kuni-chan still at blink ready, but here comes Nurok from behind, trying to use his conviction. No, bless shield first conviction, and the kill against Brightwing. Really well done. Avatar already on BKB's Muradin, and he's trying to use that at the top lane. Still the push, and Falstad going deep against Andy Lendy. But Andy gets away on his Nazibra. He's now trying to, well, maybe chase. Nah, he can't really chase Snow out. Doesn't have anything. Oh, but nice deny against the Dragon Knight. Really well done. And Snow! What? He gets away? No, he's not getting away. Snow is dying. Falstad is dead. Revenant Spirit coming into play now too. Nurok is killing Zeratul, and they are moving in again. Oh my god, Johanna so low in HP, but surviving in the end after all. Both of the shrines now being contested again. With the bot lane, we're seeing that battle between Muradin and Uther, and in the mid lane they were able to just secure for now that Dragon statue. So really well played by Virtus Pro, denying it to their opponents, but just look at the experience. 13 versus 13. We are 9 minutes into the game already, and nobody has been able to take a Dragon Knight just yet. I've actually seen probably the fastest Dragon Knight ever on the side of Virtus Pro. I think it was like 1 minute and 20 seconds. Is that even possible, or am I mixing things up here? It was super fast. Like the Dragon Knight, basically, like the shrines went live and boom, they had the Dragon Knight. That's how good their map control on this map oftentimes is. But Kinguin is making it very difficult for them, and was very close to get a Dragon Knight themselves now. Hold your ground, already taken on 13, and as already predicted during the draft, we have a lot of spell shields taken now for Kinguin, since they are of course up against a lot of mages, especially with Nazeebo and Kel'Thas, but also Zeratul himself with that singularity spike that he can always use. We have again the Pixie Dust taken on 13 for Brightwing, and now of course Muradin on those shrine fights trying to go for that extra damage on the Thunderclap. Moving in again, isolating one hero already with a Void Prism. Nurok is there. Can they jump him? Gerd with a strafe tries to supply the damage, and Snow was flying in now too, and all of a sudden this is turning into a 4 versus 4. Kel'Thas is on the way, but he is a bit late here. A bit late to the party, but he arrives at last. Now it's a 5 versus 5, but a lot of the heroes are already quite low. 14, just look at the levels here for the two of them. Wow, both teams so close in experience. 5 kills against 4. This is a great game to start this series off. I'm really liking this. Zeratul is capturing the top shrine. Vala in the mid lane! The Dragon Knight just barely denied, and Andy Lendy again with his own heroic here, using the Ravenous Spirit to just piss Gerd a bit off on his Vala. And of course up at the top lane we had Zeratul capturing the Sun Shrine. Snow, oh, it's the first Singularity Spike, and wow, yes, that is just a bit too much damage. He didn't really think that Unstable would rotate over this fast, and now they secure themselves a slight lead in experience. They're moving straight in at the bot lane, where again Muradin, oh, actually in a 2 versus 3 situation, and Gerd with a strafe is dropping him. Wow, well done here. Muradin is dead, but Nazeebo is having fun at the top lane. He's just saying like, alright, when you guys, if you brawl at the bot lane, I'm gonna take the top. The problem really is, though, that Kinguin now just decided to use the advantage that they have and move for this one. Uh-oh. Kuni-chan. Sneaky. Look at that. That dirty Zeratul there, trying to actually steal the shrine at the bot lane, and we had Kel'Thas already moving into the middle, trying to steal the Dragon Knight away from them. 11 minutes in and still no Dragon Knight in the game. This is actually getting extremely crazy, guys. I mean, this late in the game and no DK, this is insane. I mean, at this point, the death timers are so high already. Oh, he's trying to kill Gerd, but he doesn't get him. Zeratul isolated and taken down. They hunted him. They really wanted him. Oh, Snow! What? No way! They get the shrine! Snow is... No! He's nearly moving in! BKB! They're trying to catch him! Where's the heal? It's too late! Oh my god! Nepsa was nearly there! But Falstad is now dead. 16 versus 16 and still no Dragon Knight! 12 minutes in! The 16 talents are already there! We still don't have a Dragon Knight in the game! The death timers, it's more than 30 seconds now that these guys are dead if they die. This is insane! This is getting crazy! Benediction taken. We have now also... Look at those talents from Malfurion. Full Moonfire build there. He is going full ham on this one. Another stun against Malfurion. BKB is ready. 5 versus 4 now with Falstad not in there just yet. And we're having, of course, finally Ignite on the side of Kel'Thas. We also see the double bombs for Zeratul and the leaping spiders, which make Nazeebo so annoying. The bot lane fight, on the other hand. The Phoenix already for the zoning, immediately being used here and up at the front line. We're already seeing Nurok moving in. And Zeratul for the Dragon Knight. He gets it! 12 minutes in, we finally have a Dragonite, finally taking it and moving through the mid lane. 12 minutes into the game, they get this one. Brightwing dying, sacrificing herself to make it possible, but of course by now at least the DK can start to do a bit of damage there. Kuni-chan already rotating over, distracting 3 heroes of the enemy team that have to move up to the top to help out here. And what about the rest that we're seeing for Virtus Pro? Are they going to be able to really capitalize on the Dragonite right now? Maybe pushing the bot lane or something like that. Actually, at this point, it doesn't really look like it. We're seeing Overdrive now also used for Falstad, which of course is going to increase his burst damage even more. With what we're seeing here in talents, I don't really think that we're going to see Nexus Frenzy on level 20 for him. It's probably going to be Call of the Wildhammer to even get more pressure out with his heroic ability. Stone Form for Mirrodin for the extra sustain, and this is starting to be fun. Look at Virtus Pro. They're making Brightwing work here in this setup, and they are playing a really nice game. But so is Kinguin, and this game is far from being over just yet. We finally have a bit of a lead for one of the teams, and in this case it is Virtus Pro, the Russian team here, with 7 kills against 7. But that early Dragonite, or that first Dragonite, definitely gave them a bit of pressure play here that they could use, and a slight advantage in the XP now as well. But the Dragonite was not able to kill her keep. Was not able to kill really too much. They took the fort in the mid lane, and that's at least something, but they are only half a level ahead, and that's all there is. Kel'Thas with a power spike on level 20 now can finally start to dish his damage out on the other hand, and never forget about Brightwing and his bribe ability. In this case they didn't have those stacks anymore. They're fighting for the Bruiser camp though, well, for the Siege Giant camp. And again, there's the capture. Well done by Kinguin. Isolation against Gerd. Oh, the shield already on the side of Johanna. That double healer comp that we are seeing for Kinguin works really out for them, trying to keep the heroes alive. But still, Nurok was getting kind of low there. Wow, using a stopper at the perfect time to dodge that Storm Bolt. Very well done here. Mirrodin getting nothing out of this one, and this was good damage, especially against Anilendi, and goodbye Nazebo. Nazebo dying, Gerd Amher dropped by the double bombs. Very well played by Kuni-chan. He needed a bit of a warm-up period at the beginning of the game, I want to say, but right now he is really doing solid. Zeratul, of course, one of those characters, gets stronger as the game progresses. Jumping back once again, really trying to get away here. Nurok! No, there's Snow flying in. BKB, he was trying to provide another Storm Bolt to maybe stun them out. Brightwing jumping in and might now die as well. Yes, there's the... wow, that was actually like really close. Blessed Hammer, that's the most value that you're ever going to get out of this level 16 talent. Blessed Hammer is kind of fun when you're trying to take down creep waves, and in big fights it can help you of course as well. In this case it took down Brightwing. You could really see that hammer flying in and taking him out. Always reminds me of the good old Diablo 2 times, and every single time when I see that, Soch please, Stone of Jordan, all the Koreans coming over to the server and trying to claim those. Anybody remembers that? Those were fun times. Fun times also for Kinguin, who might get a Dragonite right now, unless, well, they're trying to contest the shrine up at the top, and they might be able to get that, but the Dragonite should be captured out by Kinguin. I don't think there is any way that Virtus Pro can prevent that, and no, they can't. There it is, Dragonite, and so far they haven't really killed too much. Virtus Pro didn't really take down too many structures. They have 10 kills versus 8, but when it comes to forts taken, they lost 2 and haven't dropped a single one. So now they're moving in, and actually, if you look at the experience bar up at the top, they are getting very, very close to level 20, which would give them a very solid lead in the game now, at least for a few seconds. So they are trying to go for the fort. Unstable in the backline with his damage. Flame Strike after Flame Strike, just always hitting those. And the punt against Nazebo. But we have the rest of the team in here as well. Kuni-chan is looking for Falstad. He wants Falstad. He wants Falstad, he wants him bad. I mean, right now, Falstad is the priority target for him. Falstad and Vala, those are the two. Phoenix for the zoning again, trying to buy a bit more type off that Dragonite. And the level 20 talent gave them, as already predicted, the Call of the Wildhammer, the Bolt of the Storm on Vala. We're having Invincible for Jaina, helping her out, of course, quite a bit. And if you can see, like, Malfurion here, also with his Storm Shield. I actually think that the focus on the Moonfire build is also a bit because Zeratul is in your opponent's lineup, so it's easier to really get him out of stealth and then deal with him. That's probably one of the reasons too. It just really, it comes in really handy. And of course, you have also a lot more lane pressure with it as well. So Redemption is probably going to be the talent here for Uthe. Can take that a bit later. Kuni-chan is still waiting for a good angle where he can start to move in. The Dragonite is gone. Both of of the teams now on 20 with the double rewind. One on Muradin and the other one on Zeratul. That's a lot of Storm Bolts here, by the way. That's a lot of damage, especially against structures. Kuni-chan again! I really like how Kinguin is currently pressuring Zeratul. They're doing a great job with that. They are always there, always trying to get him out of stealth, breaking that stealth, going straight for him, and Kuni-chan has to really be careful. This is not an easy game now for a Zeratul player. Again, the move in, this time it is actually Team Virtus Pro that is trying to steal the camp, and they're about to get it. Call of the Wildhammer already being used, a pretty decent hit. They get the Siege Giant camp. Zeratul in a bit of trouble, but everybody's focusing in right now. Void Prism already being used. He's super low, needs to move back there, but Nurok is also low. Oh my god, that damage against Snow, just barely surviving there. But the momentum now all of a sudden for the Russian team again. Kuni-chan jumping in with the double bombs and also a cleave. BKB is trying to get a hold on Valho, misses the last Stormbolt that they needed to drop her. And everybody moving away. The double healer composition once again staying true to its name. There is Nurok bumping his invincible shield. Yep, that was triggered. Nobody dying, but what a fight. And everybody's so low on the side of Virtus Pro. Kuni-chan is still there. He's waiting. He is waiting for Falster to make one move. Move out carelessly onto the map just once, and Zeratul is gonna be there and take you apart. Nice catch on the Bruiser camp there. They went down to the bot lane. Keep in mind that we have in this game actually Bribe taken on Brightwing, so that helps a lot if you want to take a camp fast. 20 versus 20, another 20 seconds also until we're seeing the Dragonite back to business, and we are nearly 20 minutes into the game. Pretty awesome game to start this series off. I'm loving this. This is actually like damn good. That Dragonite this late in the game and now this happening, I'm really liking this here. The top lane is where Zeratul is already in position. Kinguin is very careful here. 10 kills versus 8 still. They go for the shrine at the bot lane. BKB is there, but they cannot fight this. They need to wait. They cannot engage, not with Zeratul. What? What are they doing here? They still have the fort, so they can retreat with safety, and they have the well, which is probably even more important in this case. They can well up again if they need to, and Zeratul is on the way right now. Having that fort still there at the bot lane and the well is actually priceless. It's amazing that they still have that. And it's really going to help them with the shrine control. In comes Kuni-chan, blinks in, blinks out. Just a bit of damage, and just the knowledge that the hero is there makes it really difficult for them to engage. Look at Gad, he's so low already. The pokes that we're seeing from Unstable are great. And again, the Phoenix. Uh-oh, both of the shrines are soon to be under the control of Virtus Pro. Kinguin needs to move back. Here comes the Ravenous Spirit, but the Blessed Shield is stunning him out. Nurok is low, very low, and gets away. Does he? Oh my god. Just barely. The Call of the Wildhammer being used, but still we have everybody alive on the side of Virtus Pro, and there's Johanna! The kill against Johanna. They're going for Malfure, and BKB jumping and trying to get another kill against the healer here. Snow is already on half health and has to move back, and Gerd is in trouble now as well, or soon to be. Boom. There we have the Dragonite once again for the Russian team, and they are moving in right now. Already 2 kills, only 3 on the board here for the Germans. Gerd Amherd moving back, Nepse eating another Stormbolt, increasing of course that damage that we're seeing from BKB Stormbolts in the future, and he does so much against these structures right now. They're moving into the mid lane with the Dragonite already, and down at the bot lane, Muradin is going straight in together with the rest of the team. This is going to be at least one keep. This is going to be more than a keep. They are doing work here. They're really doing damage right now. BKB is moving in once again. Gerd needs to be careful. They're going for core. They want the core right now, and again BKB can use his... Oh my god, look at that damage that we have on his Stormbolts. Was it 1,700 that I just saw there? This is going to be game, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 1 ending in favor of Virtus Pro. Great play, great game, and the lead for the Russian team. A sick first game to start the series off. Really good fun here on Dragonshy. I mean, both of those teams, especially for the first Dragonite, fighting for an eternity, but this game was so close. Really loved it. Like, I guess there's no better way to actually start into a best of 3 than with a match like that. But we're of course going to jump into the second game right now. Virtus Pro has the lead now with a 1-0, and we're going into Cursed Hollow. And once again, we have a very similar setup on the side of Virtus Pro than we had in the last game. They're going again into Kel'Thas plus Nazebo,
and they have Zeratul on their lineup as well. The cool thing about this is though that they decided to go into ETC. There was a lot of pressure on the tanks in general when it comes to the bans, and all of a sudden they just said like, you know what, we're gonna go ETC here. And I have to admit that I was a bit surprised. ETC is not really being played all that much as a single tank. Usually when you see ETC, it's together with the second tank, so that you have ETC more as a utility tank. And there were a couple of heroes that they could have gotten, like an Arthos for example, but they decided to go into the cow. So we're gonna check out what they can do with that. When we're looking at the lineup of Kinguin, on the other hand, they have a very, very scary squad here, because they're not only running the Tyrande together with Muradin, which we all know is a great sniper squad, but they also have more damage behind that with a Jaina and even an Uther for a second stun. So Kinguin trying with a very aggressive lineup now to tie the series up and bring us into the third map, which by the way would be Haunted Mines in this case. And well, let's find out if they can make that happen. Game number 2 coming up right now between Kinguin and Virtus Pro.
Alright everybody, game number 2 in our series here at the winners match of the TopAchat Group D has started. And well, here we go. We have to the left side of the map once again Kinguin, and they are running this with Nepse on Uther, Snow on Tyrande, we have Nurok on Muradin, and Get Amherd on Failstat with Invidium on Jaina. To the right side of the map it is their opponent, of course, in the lead currently in the best of 3 series here, with Kuni-chan on Zeratul. We have Sev Kaja on Malfurion, Undelanded on Zebo, Unstable is playing Kalthas, and we have BKB on ETC. So, yep, the cow is back to business. It was about time, so we're going to see some beef. And yeah, I'm excited for this one. This is going to be a good one. The first game, I mean, let's be honest here for a second. The first game was like awesome. I love this. That was so intense what they played here. And, well, right now we are seeing the Owl build for... yeah, for Tyrande. Somebody definitely watched that Owl highlight video that I put on YouTube, so apparently they're gonna try and make that happen. If they get 5 kills with 1 Owl, that would be amazing, boys. So yeah, let's just go straight for it. So yeah, this is going to be a fun one. By the way, of course, like, we don't have Kinguin in the lead. We have actually Virtus Pro in the lead, so let me actually change that, because, well, that is apparently a little bit wrong, so wrong side. Virtus Pro is the team that has taken the lead after the first game. Oh, Gerd! Failstat already dying? Nah, not quite. Ah, God. So, yeah, let's see how Gerd Amherd is able to bring the false stat into play here. I loved the first game that we had on Dragonshire. And right now in game number 2, I mean, we have again Zeratul in the lineup of Virtus Pro. It's pretty amazing to me, actually, that Zeratul was able to... yeah, he actually went through the draft twice now, right? Which is pretty cool. And this... oh, the blow again against Nazebo. Nazebo is down, and that was a really good one. That's, of course, the big problem when you're running up against this lineup. During the draft, we could already see that Tyrande would be an option for Kinguin, and they used that option immediately. The problem is not only that you're running up against Muradin and Tyrande, it's also that you have so much damage behind it with Jaina. Jaina is absolutely amazing for that combo. Oh wow, Nurok here with the attempted stun. He really wanted Kuni-chan. Snow still wants him bad, but Kuni-chan is now suddenly starting to move in. He still has Blink ready. BKB sees an opportunity, but nope, not going for it just yet. Oh god, I like this game already. This is basically... this game starts exactly the same way as the last one ended. I'm really liking this one right now. So, I'm very excited to see how this... like, guys, these games are awesome between these two teams. It really shows that they are on eye level, basically. And Virtus Pro has now again Zeratul, the aggression that we saw already from Kinguin with that snipe against Nazebo. Then Zeratul being that menace in the game, just in general, always jumping in with that right-click build. Kuni-chan, by the way, went for Regeneration Master on level 1. And Regeneration Master for a long time, kinda this, like... it was the talent that you took because you had to give up on first aid. In the old build, where it was more of a caster Zeratul that went for his cleave ability, we still had on level 7 first aid taken, but now that the focus is more on the auto attack build, Nazebo, by the way, dying again, showing his lack of an escape in the early game. Yeah, but now that Zeratul is on an auto attack build, more or less, we have oftentimes, yeah, Regeneration Master taken just because it's such a great talent. If you want to make sure... oh! Zeratul walking into this one, Snow just completely missing his Lunar Flare, and then Zeratul looked at the dot on the ground and said like, alright, I like you, so let's just walk into this so that you have, at least for now, a bit of success feeling. But yeah, so Regeneration Master was taken to compensate for the lack of first aid, but also in this patch it got of course a bit improved, and therefore a lot of people are starting to take it again. The alternative for Zeratul with an auto attack build would have been to go into Seasoned Marksman. Good juke there from Malfurion. The problem is there are a few too many heroes, so Malfurion is gonna die in the end after all. Even Gedam had flying in with the full stat, and that of course just does a huge amount of damage. 3 kills against 0, and right now, oh, there's the kill finally against Jaina. Okay, so they got a counter kill, but it's still pretty impressive how much experience we are seeing on the side of Kinguin. And again that attempted stun, but wow, that dodge by Kuni-chan, blinking away in the last second. ETC, of course, going straight for that power slide build with the one in the level 4 talent, trying to use that, and it's moving in to just like channel that out. Again, a Stormbolt build for Muradin, and with the Owl taken on level 1 and level 4 and the Lunar Blaze talent on level 7 now, we're having a build that we've actually seen in this tournament already earlier. Oh, Nurok missing that Stormbolt, but there comes a quick cleanse in the last second before BKB gets stunned out by Tyrande. That would have been a bit of a problem. Cleanse taken on both sides, and the last patch added cleanse to several heroes. Malfurion has now a cleanse as well, and we're also seeing Rega with a cleanse. Rega, of course, in this case was banned out, but still pretty interesting to see that actually coming into play here. Both of the teams rely heavily on that, and especially for Virtus Pro it's going to be important since there's so much stun for their opponents. Double kill already against ETC and also Nazebo. Very well played here by Kinguin, and they are dominating right now. 5 kills against 1. They might even be able to get another one. Oh, again! We have Cleanse being used here. Sefka moving away in the last second. So yeah, Malfurion, at least for now, is still alive. But still, this game, or at least the start into the game, is a good one for Kinguin. The cool thing is that if they win, we will have map number 3 coming up, and map number 3 is Haunted Mines. I wouldn't mind to cast another Haunted Mines game on this level, because, well, these games are always kind of fun. Up at the top lane, though, we have now Unstable starting to move in. The thing is that they are, like, the comp in general is going to get quite strong in the late game, especially. In the early game, if you have a roaming composition, again, the attempt to snipe Malfurion and they get him. Maybe the counter kill against Jaina? Oh, nah, BKB doesn't really reach the hero. But we have Andy Landy now also moving in, trapping actually both of them. Also ETC here, and the rotation is amazing. Again, Nurok just barely oh, does he? Yeah, survives against the spiders, at least for now. And again, that Owl hitting home. But yeah, as I was about to say, we have in this case, again, the kill against ETC. But what's really important here for Kinguin is that in the early game, they have to leave their mark. Their composition is very strong early on, thanks to that roaming squad that we're seeing there, and they're using it to its fullest ability. But they have also to make sure that they get ahead, because the late game is usually a bit stronger for the opponent's team in this case. With all the damage that we're going to see from Ignite and also from the Zebo then, especially the Zeratul too, that's really difficult to go up against. But if you establish that experience lead then early on and can move in, then you will be able to do a lot. And just there, it's another kill attempt. Wow, blasting the target away. I am shocked and awed by this one. That was really well played here by Gedam Head and the rest of the team, making sure that they get another kill. And they have 8 kills against 1 right now. Virtus Pro is getting demolished here. So much aggression, so many stuns. It's a completely different match from what we've seen in the first game. That was absolutely crazy. So, Snow at the top lane, they have a curse even now, so the red team is cursed. They got all the 3 tributes, and they don't even have level 10. Right now, we're just like seeing damage everywhere. Invidum at the bot lane could still go for a kill against ETC maybe, but Kuni-chan is there, and Andy Landy is going to make sure that Invidum is not going to get away from this one. Yes, they're going to get the kill, and they're even going to save ETC. The water elemental is dying. So at least they got their second kill in, but the the top fort is now going to be taken out, and that is, I don't know, that's actually like quite, I mean, that puts more experience into the hands of Kinguin, right? So the mid lane is also being pushed a bit. ETC with stage dive rushing in, Ravenous Spirit being used, and ho-ho! Kuni-chan for good measure with a quick blink and taking Falstad out. They get slowly and steadily a few kills on the board, and that at least puts them into a situation where they're only one level behind. Maybe they can get another one. Cleanse was being used. Muradin is on the way, trying to get Kel'Thas. Malfurion with Tranquility, but it's already a bit too late. Too much damage received. And Kuni-chan might now die too, but he should have Blink ready. But you can really tell that even with those few kills that Virtus Pro is currently putting on the board, we are still seeing Kinguin quite dominating this. They're having now, in terms of heroic abilities, of course, with Uther, not really a hero that can heal out a lot of the damage that is going to be dealt by Flame Strike, by also, then again, Phoenix and Ravenous Spirit. So that's a problem that they're going to run into at some point. Rhaegar and Malfurion have great AoE heals, so they can really do that. The problem with Uther is that his cooldowns are crazy. That's one of the main reasons why we see a Benediction taken this often on the hero on level 16, just because you can make sure that you get a double heal out. The top approach against the boss is not going to work at all. Oh my god, like, yes, this is not only going to snipe Malfurion, they're going to take the boss over, aren't they? Yes, they just move in, they have an extra talent, and they're using it. So that shouldn't happen. Losing heroes in the early game against this roaming squad, yeah, that can happen, that's alright. But you need to make sure that you stay at least close in experience. And now they are falling farther and farther behind with them now, maybe even losing Kuni-chan. It's actually a great move that he had there. There's also the wall of zombies being used, but that was even before the Void Prison came in, so they can't capitalize on this. The problem really is that they are falling too far behind right now. The big issue that I was just about to want to mention is that we're not having any kind of area heal for Team Kinguin. And that usually means that you are very vulnerable against Phoenix, Flame Strike, against like Cleave, everything that does AoE damage, right? So they can't really rely on an area of effect healer. They have a Tyrande in here that helps out a bit, and especially then later on we could see a couple of Storm Shields that also help. But in the level 16, like the late mid game and also the late game, this is where they're really vulnerable. And that's a problem. But if you fall this far behind already, if your opponent allows you to just like steal a boss away like this because they take a big risk, then it's very, very tricky to really get into a position where you can turn the game around from the side of Virtus Pro, of course. So that is the biggest problem that they have. They're now 2 levels behind instead of only 1, and there is so much pressure. The top lane was pressured by the boss. We have Zeratul trying to get a bit more experience, but now at the bot lane another boss is already moving in, and of course they're rotating over to deal with this one. But it's also the Siege Giant camp, so bam, just like that, the wall is gone. They take that out completely, and this is just a really bad spot for them to be in. There's very little to do right now. They have to somehow try and get some experience on the board to at least get close. But the 16 talent is going to be brutal against them, and we only have level 13, nearly 14 here on the side of the Russian team, and it's a very tough situation for them to be in. This game didn't go as intended from the beginning. Losing this many heroes against the roaming squad is not ideal. 11 kills against 3, but I feel the bigger problem really was that they also lost both bosses and that fight up there. They were in a 13 versus 11 situation. They don't have the extra talent. They had to give the boss up. They were probably just like thinking about sniping it and trying to burst it down, maybe even assuming that the opponent would be busy at the bot lane taking their own boss, but that wasn't the case. ETC with the stage dive here. And again, they always know where Kuni-chan is on his Zeratul. They always have an inkling on what's happening here. The Owl is just scouting everything out and they're trying to drop Zeratul. For Zeratul, this is a really, really tough game. But still, 16 versus 14 now. It's all about buying time. The problem with buying time is that objectives don't really care too much about if you need a bit more time or not. So that is going to be tribute number 2. And the third one is going to curse Virtus Pro again. And that is an issue. It's a pretty big issue at that, actually. The bot lane, they're trying to take down a few of the structures, and actually this could work. They could take down they could take down the wall at least, and then also claim the fort. I don't think that they're going to get as much damage in as they need for that. ETC, of course, is there. He has stage dive, so he can go for the split push experience, and that's exactly what he's currently using here. The 16 talents, Ranger is being used here. Gedam Head was flying in, trying to finish Kel'Thas off, but he arrived a bit too late. And all of a sudden, it's an attempt to take the keep down. As long as you don't lose the keep, you're basically still alright. When you start losing keeps, though, then the game is starting to really, really go bad for you. If you have a keep, you can hope to reach level 20 together with your opponents. More damage, 5 more, thanks to that hit that we just saw Nurok perform with a Stormbolt. And now we're also seeing, of course, level 15.5. If they get 16 with Kel'Thas, maybe they can make something happen. If they end up in a situation where they can use their poke, that would be alright. BKB with a good dodge here against the stun. Well done in this case. And then they're just poking. They're not really trying to go for a fight here, but the tribute is there. Oh, is Kuni-chan going to be able to steal this? No. Falset. Wow! Falset is flying in and Kuni-chan didn't see it. Oh, that could have been a kill for Zeratul. They're trying to get this? Nah, they get cursed. Okay, so they accept the curse, and this is one of the things that is very, very difficult to do, to really say, alright, this is not working out, we need to accept the curse or we are going to be obliterated here. They didn't have level 16, they couldn't fight, it was close, but they weren't quite there yet. So in this case now, they are going to lose at least a keep, and that is something that they have to accept right now. And that's exactly what Kinguin is currently trying to do. But we have 16. We have 16, and therefore we're having Ignite. We're also seeing them with Stone Form on Zeratul, or Stone Skin, who actually said, alright, I can't deal with this any longer. I need something defensive. Let's not go for the double bombs. We need to make sure that I stay alive in these fights, and Stone Skin is the only thing that I can use right now. So they're using Stone Skin. Oh, the attempted snipe against Meridian, but also jumping away in the last second here. They got the keep though, so it's 16 versus 18. It's still 3 kills against 12. We have Ignite now, which is important. We have the Leaping Spiders for Virtus Pro, which is also important. But Kinguin is already trying to move in with this. They have Benediction now, which helps Uther to mitigate some of the damage at least, because he has now that double heal, or double stun if he so wants. But still, this is getting to a point where we could see Virtus Pro come back into it. But of course level 20 is going to be the next big issue. There is no tribute for either one of the teams, and they only lost 1 keep. Of course, you don't want to lose a keep at all, but if you lose keeps, then as long as there's 2 still alive, you can still make something happen here. Nice wall of zombies, I'm liking that, but Nurok just like moved straight back out of that. Kuni-chan is starting to move in. Are they going to give this one up? Nurok eats a lot of damage there. Neps immediately using his own skills now. Of course, and the cooldown is very high on those. They're moving in. They're going to take the Bruiser camp. Invidum gets the Divine Shield and used his Ice Block already. Alright, there comes also the Void Prism and Ravenous Spirit for the setup with a Root. But Get Amherd is moving away. They're trying to get a bit of damage on Snow. Uh-oh, Snow is going to live, but barely. Barely living here. And Kel'Thas in the backline with just Flame Strike after Flame Strike. They are going to maybe even get that tribute. Oh, sorry, there's not even a tribute on the map. It was just a ping. Just took that for a second because, well, that would have been great for them. It would have been a perfect time for the tribute to spawn. But it is, if you look at experience, well, it's going to be 19 versus 17. 1.5 experience difference. So that's going to be alright. Are they going to go for boss? It looks like they're thinking about it, right? Well, they have to defend the bot lane first, and that's a lot of experience that they gather there. Big wave, by the way, in the mid lane here. And yes, up here they already started it, but the rotation is on the way. So Kinguin, it knows that they need to make... Like, Kinguin needs to make sure that they stay with his lead. The thing is, Kinguin doesn't really want to fight. They want to have level 20 now. If they get 20, then it's all good for them. But they need to make sure that because of that, there's no boss taken. So they need to try and protect those so that they don't fall behind here suddenly. But you can really tell, since level 16 was reached for Virtus Pro, there's a lot more respect that Kinguin has on the setup, because they know that they're lacking the area heal. They don't have a chain wave, they don't have tranquility. Those are all talents that are currently missing. Oh, they're going straight in. Nurok and Nepson a bit isolated. He has to use his own Divine Shield for himself. Nepson Uther. Divine Shield is in cooldown. Great Phoenix for zoning right now. And the camp, in this case, still dropping for the blue team. Level 20 isn't there just yet, but it's close. And the thing is that once level 20 hits, keep in mind that we could also simply see Kinguin again with an attempt to get both of the bosses, because they know that they have a massive advantage in those fights. And that's, of course, why they were waiting for level 20. That's why they don't want to engage. They know that they have a talent advantage in just a few seconds, and once that happens, they can go straight for the double boss take, and that might allow them to even finish the game if they play it properly. Invidium here, cancelled already, but Nurok with the Stormbolt. Nope. Nurok is getting Void Prisoned here, and here comes again the Ravenous Spirit, forcing their back. 20 isn't there just yet. Oh, nice attack there by Get. Everybody low. Ice Block on Malfurion, and BKB is also extremely low. Starfall and Phoenix are on the ground, and up to the top, Get Amherd is being attacked, but it is Nurok who is dying. Yes, there goes again the spiders jumping in. They get the kill, and therefore they will get a tribute. Getting this one, that's an important one there. They nearly got the kill against Falstad as well. He's actually flying away here. Whoa, if Zeret... Oh, they're trying, but nope, Divine Shield is back. And Cleanse? No way! No way! The cow survives. I can't believe that just happened. The cow actually survived. I didn't even see that he had hit points anymore. What on earth? How did he do that? They can take the boss now. it's Muradin is down. They should be able to fight for this. So it's going to be one boss for each team, and that is like the best case scenario that Virtus Pro could hope for. 4 kills against 12. They're gonna get this boss right here, but the core is already being attacked, losing a few hit points. That's why Zeratul had to move back and is trying to defend it right now. You can see him on the minimap. So it's only the catapults, of course, doing damage, but still, that shield was gone. It's not too bad yet, but they get the boss, and guys, I cannot stress how important it was to at least get an even trade in bosses, 1 for 1. If they can claim the tribute at the bot lane now too, that would be amazing for them. But they have to kill these catapults. 88% on the core right now, and they're gonna lose even more if their catapult is allowed to fire. But yes, finally they're starting to take those down. Of course, the boss at the top lane is just gonna give them a bit of experience by dropping the fort there, but that's already about it. It's not gonna really pressure the keeps or anything. But experience is important right now, and you can see that they're closing on level 20. Kinguin, are they gonna try to finish with this boss? Level 20 is gonna happen during the fight. Oh, cleanse being used. Here's already the hinterland blast. And in comes Norok, trying to stun them out. They're dropping or about to drop attack. Good Void Prism here. Very good Void Prism. That was an important one. ETC jumping in. Still no 20. They still do not have level 20. And it's just gonna be bursted down. They go for the core. Kinguin in the last few seconds. They're gonna make it on there. It looks like, yes, they're getting the drop on the core. A 1-1 in the series. They tie it up. And we see game number 3 in just a bit on Haunted Mines.
Kinguin, they take it. It was so much pressure from that setup that Kinguin had there. Just snipes the entire time, moving in with the Tyrande and Muradin squad and taking opponents down. They tie the series up and bring us into the 3rd map, and I'm super happy every time that I see Haunted Mines taken as in map number 3. It's not really a map that we see that much, but it's a map that's, at least from an observer's perspective, always a lot of fun to watch. And of course the strategies change a lot on this map. Early game, that's all that counts here, the early game. You want to have a strong lineup that can really dominate in the early game, and both of the teams were drafting for exactly that. We even have a Tychus in the game right now, as Virtus Pro decided to run Tychus here. Later on in the draft, they even decided to go into a Kel'Thas, which is not the best here on Haunted Mines, just because his power spike hits so late, and you really want to dominate the early stages of the game here. Muradin, of course, was banned out because, well, let's face it, after the last game, Virtus Pro didn't really want to go up against that Muradin and Tyrande squad again. But we still have Tyrande on the side of Kinguin. And instead of Muradin, they're trying to lock a target down with a Howling Blast on Arthurs. Kinguin has been playing a lot of Arthurs lately, and they are going to use that also on Haunted Mines now. The last map in the best of 3 series. Which team is going to take it? Will it be Virtus Pro, or is Kinguin now winning the next map and therefore securing themselves a 2-1 victory? Let's find out together. Haunted Mines coming up.
Game number 3, ladies and gentlemen! And well, Karma apparently is happy here. I love you too, Karma. Our observer doing an amazing job here today. We have the tie in the series, and the map is Haunted Mines. It is again Kinguin to the left side against Virtus Pro, and as you can see here, Neps on Rhaegar, Snow on Tyrande, and Vidom on Jaina, Nurok on Arthas, and Get Amhet on Azebo. To the right side of the map, Unstable on Kel'Thas, Uther, played by Seth Kaja, Anilendi on Tychus, BKB on Johanna, and Kuni-chan on Vala. This is the last map in the series. The conclusion, the winner of this game will advance to the round of 8. And it's going to be a good one. Early game setups, like strong early game compositions, they dominate on this map, and we have a battle immediately, a 5 versus 5 with a good kill against Rhaegar for Virtus Pro. The Russian team with reach taken on Uther, giving him extended range on his heals. But this is definitely going to be a pretty fun game. It's just awesome to see Haunted Mines in competitive environment. It's not maybe the most balanced map, but from a viewer's point of perspective, it's actually like just awesome. I really love to cast the map. It's always like fun, so it's pretty fun. Right now we're having Tychus in the game, for example. We had a focus on heroes like Vala, Johanna, Nazebo, and even Arthas, in the game right now. And Arthas is of course one of the heroes that Kinguin has been playing a lot lately, just because they really like to run Nurok on the hero. And we have also now for them, again, a composition where Tyrande can make some plays with Howling Blast, Lockdown, and then the stun thanks to Luna Flare. Up here at the top, there's already a Howling Blast against Vala, but in this case, not gonna force anything. happening. It's actually interesting how much, like Virtus Pro really wants to hold on to the watchtower, don't they? Snow is finally starting to cap that out again, but this early game already super aggressive and with a very fast kill on the side of Virtus Pro, getting that in against Draga. And of course the mines are going to be extremely important here. The first mine phase is an important one. And down here we have the attack again, trying to move straight for Nurok, getting the damage in. And yeah, this is going to be a pretty cool first mine, I want to say. Oh, good dodge by Lendy here, really well done. He saw that one coming, didn't he? And that's of course one of the tricky things as well. If you get stunned by Tyrande and Nazebo is around to just trap you with another wall of zombies, then you will probably die as well. You don't really need the Howling Blast lockdown for that. You can also lead with that stun. Mines are already being entered, but they're zoning some of the heroes out. Only Kunichan is down here. We have actually Tychus moving into middle now as well, where of course the biggest spots are. Uther taken apart. And just like that, Kinguin getting a slight lead here. Level 4 normally drops while you're in the mines, and that means that you are getting access to that additional talent, and the team who reaches that first has a slight advantage in the fights that are usually happening here. Snow already with some extra damage against Unstable, but needs to be careful. Kalthus is there, but here comes Jaina. Team Frost, where's Arthur's? Not with the team just yet. 39 skulls against 23, and here's level 4 already after a kill against Nazebo. 2 kills against 1. And now the lead, of course, again for Virtus Pro. They're moving in and trying to get Jaina now as well. Dashing away, and another good kill for Virtus Pro. A very good mine for them so far. The only problem is that we already have 47 skulls taken by their opponents. So right now, it's a very, very solid position that we are seeing Virtus Pro in when it comes to just like kills and experience. But it's still going to be an even split on the Golem Skulls. And now both of the teams are aiming straight for the lane experience again, as we're having up at the top lane, Bala currently securing EXP. Down here, can Nepsi really make something happen? I'm not quite so sure. Actually stealing a few away. Went for Shadow Wolf there on level 4 and moved in to steal away a couple of the skulls. Really well done, and the kill against BKB now too. Back and forth once again. Nurok, he really wants Uther down to the bot. We have Kelthas dying. It's a triple kill as Uther is also obliterated, and that puts us into a 4 kill versus 4 kill situation. There's one skull still down in the mines, but it was now collected by Nurok. It's a good start into the game. I'm really liking this. The level 4 talent on Uther, of course, giving him the extra range and width also on his second heal, which is always nice. So the Wave of Light is really just, it's really cool. Like, you can get so many of your own heroes, your teammates, or even like attack, of course, the opponent with that. Snowstorm taken for Jaina. We have Destruction on Arthur's, as expected. It's the Spider talent for Nazebo. And besides that, just pretty normal builds from both of the teams thus far. The only exception is maybe the talent that we're seeing for Tyrande on level 4. Oftentimes, especially in the last games, we've seen the Owl build completed on level 4 and level 16. But in this case, it is the Protective Shield. And that's actually one of the things that Tyrande still has. A lot of heroes lost Protective Shield. She still has one, and that really helps you, especially early on in the game, of course. And that's exactly one of the reasons why they went for it just now. So this is oh! Yeah. That happens when you get the full lockdown against any target here, especially, of course, with the Jaina in your setup. Good kill against Tychus, and the boss is pushing the bot lane over there. Low Gerdam Herd in trouble on his Nazebo, and he dies now as well. So it's again a kill for a kill, 5 kills for each side. A really fun game here, but of course, on level 7, this is one of the levels where we see a big difference in talents and also in team strategy. A Mule on the side of Kinguin. Very strong. Mule is a talent that you want to take on maps where the objective attacks your structures directly. Sky Temple, Blackheart's Bay, and Haunted Mines are good examples for that. So the Mule can really help you a lot, because that boss is going to push your lane, and it's going to do a lot of damage, but if you just heal that fort over and over again, you can really negate a lot of the damage that the boss could push out there. So we're going to see how that's going to come into play there, but for now I feel they're going to use that Mule up at the top lane to really make sure that the second boss wave is not going to do too much there. A big push coming in, by the way, with those Siege Giants camp that they took earlier as well, and both of the teams are going for the same strategy here, trying to out-push the opponent's team. There's only 3 heroes at the bot lane pushing with these Siege Giants though. The Get Amherd is already in there and is trying to take them out, and the rotation straight into the bot. The camp, by the way, in the mid lane, that knight camp, that bruiser camp that we see there, it's not really all that strong on this map. This is like the weakest, I think this is probably the weakest bruiser camp in the entire game. If you can, Nepsa, by the way, dying here on Rhaegar. If you can, you're obviously going to get it, but it's still a big problem that, especially when you're playing Hero League or you're playing with like random opponents, they are prioritizing that camp way too much. Good kill against Nurok here. Oftentimes you see really teams risk something to get this camp, and let's be blunt about it, it's a pretty shitty camp. It's the worst bruiser camp in the entire game right now, and it really doesn't do anything for you. So never really, when you play yourself, try to engage into never really risk anything trying to get the camp. If you can get it without any risk whatsoever, then yeah, by all means, just go for it and take it. But it's really not something that is going to add a lot to you. So this is one of the reasons why it's still on the map and why the teams don't even bother with it, because it's just like too much of a risk and there's just nothing they can do here. Level 10 abilities for the second mine are of course important, and both of the teams are going to aim for those right away. We already have them on the side of Virtus Pro with 7 kills against 5. They've been doing pretty well with that kill on Rhaegar and Arthas. But right now, there's the experience. 10 versus 10. Again, Norok. That would be the horrible time to die. Blessed Shield locks him down once more. And he doesn't even have the time to use the Army of the Dead. Good kill against Nurok. They secure it, and therefore they are in the mines now in a 4 versus 5 situation. But Kinguin is currently pulling a 2 arc here, just trying to scatter and collect as many skulls as they possibly can. That was one of the strategies that 2arc in the alpha days actually used, and they got away with a lot of victories thanks to that. And we're seeing this happening too. Like, if you think of it, Jaina died, so it's again a 4 versus 5. Tyrande! Tyrande dead, and Nazebo too. 11 kills against 5, an entire level lead once again for Virtus Pro. But the skull count is still 54 to 16. The experience is of course more important than kills, but as you can see here, we have now still an even golem, still an even boss that's going to spawn for the two teams, and keep that mule in mind that I talked about earlier. Nepsa with the last second ancestral healing! Yeah, he needs to be careful there, but they get some extra damage in against Kunichan, and now suddenly Vala is the one who has to be careful. I like how we saw Johanna immediately move into the path to block the potential attack from Jaina to make sure that there was no slow, no kill against Vala. So it's an even golem, it's even a better golem for the blue team, for Kinguin. They might be able to take down the fort now, and of course those camps, the siege giant camps, they have to be taken at a good time so that the siege giants will help with the defense, and that's exactly what the teams are currently trying to do here. Try to take them as soon as they can, which is what's happening here. And up at the top, there's of course a mule available, which is not the case down here, so this is going to feel the full wrath and force of the stone golem. I don't really think that the fort is going to be dropped, but it is definitely going to suffer quite a lot of hit points. Both of the teams are defending for now, and well, we have Nurok actually over here already. I'm not quite sure why. I don't think that he can do anything. He could die potentially if he gets caught out there. I don't really think that it's going to happen, especially with BKB not having... Well, he actually has conviction on level 7, but I don't think it's going to be fast enough for this. Also, no rune tap. Another thing that we're seeing on Arthas right now. Arthas decided to not go into rune tap, so that's actually like a bit uncommon. Oftentimes Arthas players are trying to prioritize rune tap so that you have the extra sustain, but one of the things that he do with this is also have that in those fights, and he doesn't. So instead he just went for the self heal now as well, which is also really cool. Well, over there, we have now a big fight happening with once again the Phoenix right in the middle, but Arthas was already sniped, and that puts in a 5 versus 4 again. That was actually like pretty interesting. By the way, I'm actually like wrong on the talent. Sorry, I mixed that up with on the levels. The level 7 talent on Death Coil is actually a bit different, because right now you do explosion damage when Death Coil causes a minion to explode and kill the target instantly. So you have a bit of push with this. It's actually a talent that I can't remember having seen that talent like ever on Arthas taken. So it's pretty interesting to see that. So Death Touch on level 7 over Rune Tap. Rune Tap is like the common talent. I'm not really sure if you would misclick that. I don't think so. So if it's going to be the wrong talent, it could only be because he's trying to quick cast his talent and hit the wrong number. But with a push on this map, you can really try and get something done here. So I think that was an intentional pick that he had on this one. But that's also, again, an adjustment to the map, which is pretty damn awesome. 13 versus 12, and the talent advantage now, of course, with even the lead rain taken on Tigers, which is slowing down targets. A full overkill build that we're seeing for him here. Not going to sizzling attacks, by the way, which for a lot of Tigers players is currently the norm. Instead, going for first aid, which was the old school build that we're seeing on the hero. And now finally the 13 ready also for Team Kinguin, and with that they will fight on even talents with their opponent in the next mine phase. Already the healing on Rhaegar took those on level 1 and on level 13 there. That's why he could afford to go into Shadow Wolf on 4, because he didn't mana. It's a trap, and there's already the Odin, and the attempted kill against Nepsa. Ancestral healing is too late. Oh my god, it's a slaughter down here. 2 heroes already dying, unstable, hitting the flame strike across that wall. Tyrande down, and this is going to be a disaster. 15 kills against 5, and Kinguin is on the run, and in this mine phase they are not gonna be able to make this work. Andy, they might get the kill against Kalthus, and I actually think they will, but they are losing everybody here. Everybody. And I'm not trying to emulate a Backstreet Boys song here. Nope, this is a 5-man kill. 17 kills against 6, and now the mines are completely under the control of Virtus Pro. The Russian team with a great position now, and this is going to hurt. This is going to hurt a lot. This is going to just... this is brutal. They get so many of those skulls now, and they are going for the boss now already. And the only thing that Kinguin can do is try and move down into the mines and somehow contest that, get a few, but there's already 70 skulls taken. They might be able to make something happen here, but they only have 2 heroes. This is not going to happen at all. No, it's not. Once again, the attempt to move in, but Snow! Where's that Blizzard? They get 1 kill against Uther. Can they get more than that? The boss stuns out Tyrande, slows her down, and BKB just moves back, trying to make sure that nobody else is going to die, so he is moving away from the rest of his teammates as far as he can. Was a good attempt by Medium to actually get another kill there, but Anilendi is there to help out. 70 kills against 8 now. A solid lead. Invido moves in, gets another kill. Kinguin, maybe even with a kill against Vala. No, not quite. That was actually a really good gravity lapse on the side of Unstable, making sure that the water elemental could not move in for this one. But still, it is 75 to 25 skulls now. The problem is, of course, that Tigers is down for another 23 seconds, and Johanna is not with the team yet either. So we have a full push for Kinguin, and Kinguin is by no means out of the game. It looked for a second like they might... maybe not lose this, but fall far, far behind. But as it happens, they're only slightly behind in experience. They are 8 kills behind, but still, this is a pretty solid situation for them right now. We have, again, those giants taken, but up at the top lane, the defense is already happening, and that mule, of course, is just worth so much. A problem for Kinguin is that Kalthus hit a 16 now. And Kalthus, as we said before, is not the best hero in Haunted Mines, just because his power spike hits late in the game, and oftentimes you are already getting too far behind by that time, but that's not the case. They're actually ahead. They have level 16 faster, and now with the entire team moving in, they're making sure that the mule is also not going to heal out the damage. Good heal here against Invidium. That was actually important to make sure that Jaina is not going to die there. But the push at the bot lane, 25 skulls only at that boss, and he does some damage to the wall. As you can see, this one on the other hand is on half HP, but they have the zoning capabilities right now. Odin in the back with the damage. They drop tower after tower. 16 talents now for both of the teams. Leaping spiders are there, and once again the owl just hitting and hitting hard. Here comes the mule now down. Finally, they're trying to save the keep, and they have to, but that boss, the golem, is still alive. Yeah, they're trying to kill the mule, and they did. The mule is already gone, but the boss is going to die in just a few seconds as well. Both of the teams still in full force here, and halfway down the keep, but they can at least for now save it. Oh, good stun against Vala here. Very good stun, but no follow-up to take her down. A level lead still, and again, just barely that flame strike hitting the keep now too. The boss at the bot lane, by the way, is still alive. So the boss for Kinguin is still doing work, and once the mule is ready, we're going to see them drop that again to heal that keep up to full health once more. So this is This is a great game. I'm liking this. And over here, as you can see, went through the entire wall. Didn't put too much damage on the keep just yet, but still, we have Mule versus no Mule. And now that we are seeing 16 versus 17, just look at the experience. It's nearly the same. The kills really, in this case, don't matter too much. It's just like the position that you have your golem at, and this is a great move right now. I'm loving this. The entire series has been absolutely awesome. The first game already, a great match. The second one with, Kinguin winning the game, but Virtus Pro being really close to getting into a position where they could turn things around. And now here we're 60 minutes into a games on Haunted Mines, and still it's an even match. But apparently the snipe attempt against the keep, they're moving in against it, and so far it's actually not fully healed just yet. Mule is being attacked, so is actually eating one of those arrows in this case. But yeah, they're trying to move in. I don't think they can though. Not with everybody being in position. They have Odin up again, and they really want to do it now. They are on even talents. It's an even fight under the keep, and are they gonna try and drop it? Yes, of course they will. I mean, duh. But still, they are... Oh God, they have so much area, and they're trying to use that right now. But up here, Condemn once again being used in the backline. Still, Andy Landy dishing out the damage with the Odin, but the root already against Jaina, against Johanna. And we're seeing immediately Kinguin trying to fold this up. The Gravity Lapse is actually missing, and so is the Blessed Shield. Here comes the Starfall, slowing them down a bit. Odin is already gone, and they're going straight for another stun, but already Cleanse being used in this case, denying it. The kill attempt against Tyrande, and barely the Ancestral Healing hitting her in time after the Flame Strike was already on the ground. Nurok still has to be careful here. All of the heroic abilities are down, but Phoenix is actually back to business. And the kill against Arthas. Not only against Arthas, can he kill the rest as well? They're going for Get Up Ahead. It's so close. Nips a Get Up Ahead. He actually moves back for a bit more damage. They're gonna lose the keep, but they still keep the team alive. And everybody on the side of Virtus Pro is low now as well. This is one of those situations where Jaina actually, Jaina is probably just thinking, why did I not take the double range on Blizzard? I would have been able to kill all of them here. But of course, that frost armor helped her a lot. Yeah, it definitely helped her a lot. Yeah, not the frost armor, the frost thing. Yeah, you know what I mean. Ice block. Frost block, ice block, whatever. I lost like all sense of the game right now because this is just going blow for blow right now. So in this case, yeah, ice block, improved ice block. In this case, we're actually seeing Kunichana moving in up at the top, getting foothold on those skulls. But look at the skull count here. With a good, like the only thing that Kinguin needs is to win one fight. One fight, it's all that they need. 18 kills against 9. Twice the amount of kills. The Water Elemental still being a bit of a nuisance against Vala. Yeah, actually like doing quite a bit of damage, as you can see. Now, once more, the Blizzard hitting and hitting hard. None of the teams is close enough to level 20 to capitalize on that. The Mule dropped. That must have been a misclick here. Or just being a Mana Mule. This is starting to get a bit ugly for Kinguin. If Virtus Pro wins a fight or takes those additional skulls that we see there, then they might be able to finally take the game now. But yeah, it's going to be tricky. You can see that both of the teams don't really want to commit just yet. But it is the pressure's on Kinguin. The pressure is on Kinguin. They need to win a fight, and Vala is actually trying to sneak in from behind. I'm not quite sure if that's the best position to be in. With BKB not able to zone or peel for the hero, that might be a problem. They're going straight again for the boss, capturing a few of those skulls. That's of course something that Virtus Pro sees now too, and they're moving in with an attempt to kill. Ice Block being used, but this is going to be, yeah, he dies. Nazebo down, the heal comes too late, and now they might be able to just clean house here. Gary the Gigantian has been cast before Nazebo dropped though, and Kuni-chan is getting a bit low, but dodges the Howling Blast that we're seeing here. Well, the Blizzard is doing a fair amount of damage, and this time at least the Ancestral Healing went through, but Jaina, if she actually gets another Blizzard in there, that would be exactly what she needs, but nope, not happening just there. 43 skulls against 31, 20, only half a level away for Virtus Pro. What can Kinguin do now, though? They are only 4 heroes. They're trying to move in, and everybody is low. Or so many heroes are low on the side of Virtus Pro. Look at just... I mean, Unstable alone on his Kel'Thas, half HP, gets healed out, but Snow, if he dies, that would be horrible. But Anilendi, yes! The drop against Anilendi, but the counter kill against Jaina. It's a 1-for-1 and Arthur's is dead. And oh boy, that's trouble. Level 20 and it's a 4 versus 3 situation. This should be it, guys. It's for 4 versus 2 at this point, and we have the golems moving in soon enough. 69 skulls against 31, and they're gonna try and end it right now. They're gonna move in for this one up at the top lane. There's not even enough experience on the map at this point to secure level 20 for Kinguin. Kinguin, they were in trouble for quite some time now, but this looks like the final blow. Yeah, it's Virtus Pro. They won the first map, and now they are trying to clinch out a 2-1 victory against Kinguin. They're moving in against the core. There is nothing that the German team can do anymore. Virtus Pro is going to take this one. Uther is dead, but it does not matter any longer. Virtus Pro securing their position in the round of 8 here at the TopAchat Tournament. Well played by the Russians. Great game. Congratulations to Virtus Pro. Solid performance by Kinguin as well, but just not enough to drop Virtus Pro in this series.
And Virtus Pro with a victory. Kinguin so close, but Virtus Pro just a bit too strong. They win the first map of the day on Dragonshire, then they lose to Kinguin on Cursed Hollow, but now on the last map they secured their victory and they move on to the round of 8. So congratulations to Virtus Pro, really well played. Kinguin of course also with a very solid performance here today, but the Russian team just a bit stronger than they were. So that game, the entire best of 3, super fun in my opinion. I really enjoyed casting these games a lot. There was a lot of action and a lot of really intense matches and also battles, of course. If you guys enjoyed the commentary in the game as well, make sure that you give the video a thumbs up on YouTube. And guys, of course, you know the drill. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet. There's daily Heroes of the Store content coming your way, and you should not miss out on that. I hope that you enjoyed the series, boys and girls, and see you next time with more Heroes of the Storm here on the channel. Bye-bye.